Now, where did I park my car? There it is, right in front of me. So this is the first tip I'm sharing in this video. When our BYD seal is locked and we can't find our car at the shopping center car park, we can press the lock button to make it honk its horn and flash its indicator light 15 times, so we can find our car at the car park. Hi everyone, welcome to another Sky Perspective video. In this video, I'm going to share with you the tips and tricks I discovered about my BYD seal. So imagine this, you are sitting in the BYD seal as a passenger and all of a sudden, the driver centrally locks all the doors and turns into a maniac. How do you get out of the car and escape? How do we open the door when there is no typical door lock to unlock the door? It's very easy. We can just pull the handle twice and the door will open even when it's locked. With the steering wheel controls, we can use this menu back button to activate the driving menu on the navigation panel. And for up, down, left, right navigation, we can use these arrow keys and roller dial. Now, did you know that we can also press in on the roller dial to select the menu options? It took me a while to figure this out. I was wondering, where is the OK button or the Enter button? How silly of me. And at normal times when we are driving, we can simply roll this dial up and down to control the volume, and pressing in on the dial will mute or unmute the audio. When we are driving, we can use the buttons on the center console to turn the aircon on and off and set it to auto mode. But how about controlling the fan speed and temperature? If we are driving and can't be bothered poking at the infotainment screen, we can use this button to bring up the menu, scroll to find the aircon fan and temperature menu, and use the dial to change the fan speed and temperature. It's very handy when we are driving. If you are like me, someone who likes to run Android Auto, you might find it inconvenient whenever you want to get back to the BYD operating systems so that you can change climate control or change the driving settings and so on. Normally in Android Auto, we need to open the Android Auto menu, find the BYD icon, click on the icon, and switch back to BYD operating system before we get to do whatever we want to do. What I discovered is in Android Auto, we can just press the 360 camera button on the steering wheel and boom, straight away we are back on the BYD operating system and we can get to climate control straight away or go to recent apps or home screen. If you find this video useful so far, please hit the like button so this video can spread to more people. Thanks, on to the next tip. From the menu of the instrument panel, there are quite a lot of settings we can change. One of them is the driving dashboard. We have Simple and Classic to choose from. The default is Simple, which is showing the bare minimum information. Switching over to Classic, we get to see a lot more, like our driving behavior resulting in more power consumption or generating more energy with our regenerative braking. On the right is the Classic speedometer. There is a needle that moves up and down as we accelerate or decelerate to indicate our speed. Swiping down from the top of the infotainment screen reveals our quick access menus. There are the vehicle control and shortcut menus, and we can expand them to show more customizable options. We can touch and hold and drag each icon to show the 6 items we would like to show on the quick access menu. And as for the shortcut quick access menu, there are not a lot we can customize. The one that I find really useful is this screenshot button. I use this screenshot button to take screenshots of the various different screens, and I can use them for my YouTube videos. The one I toggle most frequently is the traffic sign reading function because it's driving me nuts. Because sometimes the car reads the speed limit wrongly and keep warning me. The next item I use most frequently is the trunk opening and closing function. Actually, it's my wife in the passenger seat using this function because for me as the driver, I have the same switch on my door. And these interior lights buttons turn on and off all the cabin interior lights, front and back, all at the same time. And also, the other two switches I find really useful are these switches that toggle on and off the left and right wireless charging pad. I usually have them off because this is such a nice tray to throw and dump all my junk whenever I want to drive in my car. Speaking of this tray, it's really a very well designed console. When I'm idling and waiting for my family at the shopping center, enjoying my cool aircon in my BYD Seal, this is how I position my tablet and use it to work on my YouTube videos. There are a lot more things we can change on the vehicle settings, which I enjoyed fiddling around. I'll just do a quick run through all of them. On the Smart Chassis settings, we get to change the steering assist mode. So, on comfort, the steering wheel is very easy to steer, and in sports, it's tight and responsive. With the brake assist mode, this changes the responsiveness of the brake pedal. I can feel in sports mode, the brake kicks in much earlier with just a slight depress of the brake pedal. I normally drive like this with comfort steering and sports brakes. Under the light menu, we can change the interior cabin light strip colors, which I have covered in my previous video. And then, nothing much on the exterior mirrors. Just one settings for us to change if we want the mirrors to auto fold when we lock or unlock our car. In the greetings menu, we have the auto wiper settings. I still don't know what is this about. What has auto wiper got to do with greetings? If you know what this auto wiper settings is for, let me know in the comments down below. In the aircons menu, there are lots of smarts built in, like the aircon fan noise will lower when we take calls, change the durations of how long we want to cool down our BYD Seal remotely using our BYD app or smart key. And I'll cover this more in the future videos. And as for this seat menu, this is just a shortcut link to go to the climate control, seat ventilation and heating menu. I suspect I only have one settings item because mine is the dynamic base model. High-end models might have seat memory settings on this menu too. Well, this is only my guess. In notifications, we can change our reminder settings, and this menu settings is for us to change our indicator light sound and the BYD car start and stop music, as well as our AVAS, the acoustic vehicle alerting system sound. You know, the sound when the car plays for the pedestrians when we move slowly in the car park. Now, this AVAS is not to be confused with ADAS. Yes, there are too many features built into BYD cars. And then we have the door and windows menu where we can change our trunk opening height, auto wind up the windows when it's raining, auto lock the car when we drive off, and if the car is left unlocked in the garage, the handle will retract in 2, 5 or 10 minutes. There is also this settings for us to choose if all the handles will pop out or just the driver door side when we remotely unlock the car. There are just too many features to cover in this one single video. For this press and hold remote key to wind down and wind up the windows, I'll be covering this in my next video, which should be appearing on the screen right now. So in this smart key video, I'll cover all the features that we can do with this BYD smart key. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you in the next video.